Okay, this is going to be our last episode in this series. We are going to pick up where we left off last time, and that is with the assault that is developing on the Union right, the Confederate left. Here we can see that the units have reached this position, and prior to any of the next activation happening, what is going to happen is, well, I should say, once this unit becomes activated and commits itself to then the attack, prior to making contact, this unit will, as will any unit prior to contact, be able to fire on the opponent. Okay? So, as you can see right now, these guys have a level of damage approaching, this is one level of damage with the fatigue and so on and so forth. The rest of the division, if you will, this area is going to be activated. Now, unfortunately, what will happen here is we will continue with the system, which is rolling to see how much gets activated, and that could be a huge problem. Again, remember, it's all about that fog of war. Because by this time, we are looking at a lot of smoke drifting around the battlefield. It's going to be an element in creating unknowns and indecisiveness, indecision, because we can't know everything there is to know. So, excuse me, let's just go ahead and conduct that and see how this transpires. Again, we've had some interesting developments in regard to rules, ideas, things we didn't know before, perhaps that weren't that well spelled out. But let's just go ahead and see what we can do here. That's a pass. Very fortunate for the Confederate player. Everything is going to get activated. All right. So finally, at the end, we get the entire unit activated. If it had been the other way and the entire unit hadn't been activated, we would have probably seen a disaster. So, before anything happens, the units will assault. Let's clear the smoke away here so we can see exactly what we're talking about. The Confederate units are going to assault this position and perhaps exploit this breakthrough. What will happen here, let's make sure we understand what's happening. Technically speaking, in the sequence of the turn, their commander is removed. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll decide where to place him after the activation and movement has occurred. This unit is going to assault this portion of the rideau right here. This unit is going to, well, does it assault this unit right here, or does it move directly through this area? Now, there's nothing stopping it that we know of, preventing it from going right through this area, except the rules about zone of control, which are to say that entering into the hexes immediately around a unit causes a stop in movement. But there are reasons why that may not be the case, and here's an example where there's an obstacle involved, and the zone of control still exists, but there is a fortification. Generally speaking, those zones of control's rules apply only when such things don't exist. So nothing is really, that I can see, stopping this unit from going from, let's lay that down, one hex to the other, okay, right here, and then continuing on like this. The only thing stopping it would be to receive fire when it gets to this point right there. And that is going to be an automatic hit. So the unit, when it continues on its way, is going to be advancing with an extra hit, as we see right here. It advances, so it was here, 1, 2, and 3. And at this point, it has a level 2 damage. So what does it do when it gets here? Well, again, going with the rules, we can change our facing. So it can face this way and fire at, excuse me, fire at any target that it would like to. And in this case, it could fire here. It's out of the automatic range. It's got 2 hits on it, but it would be firing at the, well, again, this, is that really the flank? No, it's not a flank shot. But it would be firing at the side diagonal of this unit, this IO unit that's there. So, if we were to continue, we would move the rest of the division, 1, 2, and 3, getting a letter of fatigue for this crossing of the river. This unit is going to move up and around this obstacle, so it's going to face, and then 1, and then, do we allow them to face change twice? I do not believe so. 1 and then oblique, that seems silly. So we'll oblique 1 and then 2, and this is the reason why the obliquing rule as an option is debatable. And then 3. So here we are, 1, fatigue letter, 2, and then 3. It will not get another fatigue until after it gets past that water. So it only has the 1 for going up a hill. The cannon will be firing, hopefully causing something. This unit is going to advance 1, 2, and 3. Well, we're not going to put a letter in fatigue yet. This one's going to advance 1, 2, and 3 right onto the bridge. This one's going to advance 1, 2, and 3 here. And this one will advance seemingly by itself. No, it won't. It'll just advance here to that point, and hopefully all these will be able to fire. The commander for this brigade will put with the unit on the bridge. And actually, you know what? Yeah, that's probably better because oh, this is a hit for this unit here. And there we are. That's the Confederate movement now. We would do the firing of the defender. And at this point, it's an automatic hit. It's going to be doubled. It's going to rout this unit. So it pushes back this unit 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So as you can see, there's not even any reason to roll the die. The unit is routed. Oh, sorry, hold on. We haven't placed the commander yet. We did. We placed him with the unit on the bridge. Okay, so this unit is routed back. It gets a yellow marker. This unit has 2 hits on it. It does not receive any automatic fire from the defenders, but it will take 1, probably 2, and 3. So automatic, color goes back to automatic because of the presence of the commander. So that routes this unit. So back we go 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that unit routes. And we'll use this facing to show that it's routing that direction. These 3 units are all going to fire here. So it's going to be probably the same for all of them. Automatic, color, goes to code for this unit, code and color for the cover, and then impossible for the level 2 cover, and then back to code and color for the presence of the general. So that one there needs code and color, and that's a miss. The other two are going to be automatic color code, code and color for this one here, and code for this one there because of the general. That's a hit. And that is a miss. So we have one hit on the unit in the works. We're going to check for the general kill. And we're going to check for the general kill on the Confederates. Neither one of them suffer. So there we are. This whole entire thing caused one hit to be caused on this unit here. And it's also going to receive fire, which is a legal shot from the unit on the hill. So we're looking at automatic, color, code, code and color, impossible, and then impossible again because of the cover, but it's a howitzer, so it goes back to code and color. So we need a code and color hit with the howitzer, and we didn't get it. That is a little encouraging. We know we need to roll the maximum to get a hit, and that's a lot of firing, all in this area right here, a lot of smoke, a lot of obscurity happening here. And then these two units are also going to fire. Automatic color code, automatic color code, code and color. So this one's going to be impossible. And because of the commander here, automatic color code, code and color impossible goes back to code and color because of the presence of the general. So they have a chance and they don't get it. So these guys do have a chance. As long as they get that bonus of the commander, they have a chance. So there's no reason to push any of those back. They're fine. But we have two units here that are routing back. And that's essentially where we are with that unit. So that is in itself interesting. You can see that at some point it may be possible the units will start to route back, but if there's enough units involved in the assault, they will actually take it. It can actually be done. This will not be a legal fire from here to the bridge, because although it looks higher, fact is we don't know, and having this guy fire like this would not be legal. However, he can fire through here, which he'll do. So that would be automatic color code, code and color for the musket range, rifled musket, but then it's out of range. All right, so let's turn our attention back to the center of the table. Well, actually, no, it's the left-hand side. Activation. And that's a pass. So 100% of this unit will be able to go. Up here, we have this unit rallying because of the presence of the commander. So they have rallied up in these trees. Right here. The Confederate artillery is hopefully going to be able to cause some damage. This unit is entirely activating, so we're going to count them full, get these guys moving. So 1, 2, and 3 is a guess. Close enough. This is exactly what I would tell the other players. Don't worry about it. It's a close enough measure. The building will be removed, so the men are mixed in with the building. And then the commander, of course, removed. Again, keeping with the sequence, commander is pushed out of the way. Troops are moved. One, probably just stop right there. So we get the 4 of them like that. And the other 2 will be advancing in that manner. So we know they're all going to have letters of fatigue. The commanders are going to be, let's put this in the middle there, and in the back here in the middle. And this unit here is rallied. It can now advance 1, 2, and 3 again. So it might actually wish not to do that, but I don't know. Probably not. Better leave these guys as a reserve. So we'll leave them right there. The artillery, I believe, is probably still, it's a 6-gun battery, but it may actually not be able to do anything. Let's try automatic, color, automatic, color, code, code and color. Commander is there, so it goes back to, code and color, and then impossible, and then impossible again. So the commander's present brings it back to impossible, but it's still not close enough. That artillery battery's got to get closer. So with nothing to shoot at, if it can shoot, this unit will probably just fire up here or maybe try and engage the guns because they are not in cover. They're higher. Actually, they are. They are higher up. So we'll decide that when that time comes. Right now, nothing to be done. Let's just go ahead and do this. The firing of the defender here, automatic color code. Code and color up the hill, and then impossible because they're under cover. So they're actually at the maximum range of the rifled musket. Automatic, color, code, code and color goes to impossible because of the cover. So even though they have the range, the way it works is, remember, that is they're in cover. So see here would be artillery, so automatic, color, code because they're higher, back to color because of the commander. That's a 6-gun battery. So color, 6-gun battery is not good. And as a matter of fact, yes, they did. So that's a hit on that unit up there. And of course it's by the commander. Actually, it was straight ahead. So we'll check for the commander kill. He's all right. The other 2 units, automatic color code, code and color, we'll call that level 1 there. So automatic color code, code and color, impossible, commander effect. Let's decide where he is. Put him right there. Give this unit a good shot at maximum, but this one will be out of range. So 1 code and color shot is all there is there. And he got it. Yankee luck continues. All right. This one here is not going to have the commander effect, so let's just do it again. Have a look at it. Automatic color code. Code and color, impossible. Not close enough. Okay. Let's go to the middle. Kind of important thing that's happening here. We'll have a look at it. Activation. And that's a good pass. All troops can move. And seeing as they don't really have the strength of the other 2 flanks, we're going to move these guys into that forest. They'll at least be able to do something. Turn that over to a level 2. Well, it may not be able to do anything. 1, 2, and 3, but we'll give it a shot. 1, 2, and 3. And that unit over there will advance. Does not look like it's going to be able to do anything. 1, 2, and 3. It's in the open. It's kind of a Pickett's charge situation, so not too much likelihood of success. We'll put the commander here to take away that hit. Hopefully we'll do something. Okay. Let's fire this gun. Actually, no, we tried that. So no target there. We probably should go ahead and fire it that way. Well, we did try to shoot up there, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We found it to be out of range. So, didn't we? I don't remember. Well, that's what the dice are for. Red says we fired, and blue says we didn't. Blue said we didn't. So even if we do, video record notwithstanding, we'll do it again. All right, so automatic color, no general. Code, they're in cover. So that is red, and that's a miss, which is to say not effective. Doesn't mean they missed, just means it wasn't effective fire. excuse me, this cannon is going to fire automatic color. It's a 4-gun battery. And unfortunately, that's a miss. These 3 guns will fire, and that's going to be automatic color, blue again, and a miss. So unfortunately, these guys are having a bit of a problem. Ineffective firers. Confederates will fire back, automatic color, code and color. So they need, and then there's a general, so it goes to, a hit, so it goes to impossible. General is there, so it goes back to code and color. They need a star. I didn't get it. Right here, this is going to be automatic color, code and color, impossible, 2-level cover, that's impossible. Same here, more than likely automatic color, code. Automatic color, code and color, impossible. And here it's going to be automatic color, code and color. No. So they're still out of range, except these guys. And the artillery is going to give it a shot. Automatic color, code and color, impossible. On a hill, brings it down 1. So code and color, 6-gun battery, plus a 4-gun battery will roll them both at the same time. That would not be possible. 6 guns going to fire here. The 4 guns going to fire here because of the range being the same. So, and they both missed. So they are in range at the maximum die roll, but they do not get lucky. They need 6s essentially to cause a hit. So that's it for the Confederate activation. Seeing this developing up down here, let's go back over here for a second. Union commander is now going to move his troops behind that works. He's going to move these guys up with them like this. So these guys will be, let's do this, pick a hex. All right, right there. These guys will be here. And over here, not too sure about where it's going to, this could be dicey, so he's going to move his troops 1, 2, and 3 to get ready. They could probably fire uphill. I don't know. I would say not. That would be, they may be too close. Let's see, what are the rules? I think you have to be half the distance. So it would be 1, 2. They might be able to fire over the heads of the infantry, but I don't think they would. So I don't know about that. We'll leave that and we'll say no. Okay, so that's it. If we were to go back over here, the way this would work, before activation happens, units continue to route, so they get pushed back an additional 3. And same here, 1, 2, and 3. So these guys are both routing. But with the commander, I can place him directly in the middle and recover both of these units. They will be able to move next turn. Let's roll for activation first. And that's a fail. So how much of the unit can activate this turn? And 50%. So 1, 2, not counting those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 units can activate here. Let's take 1, 2, and 3. The rest of them cannot activate. Okay? So, before contact is made the artillery is only going to be able to fire forward because firing left is just not going to do anything. Well, half the guns would be able to fire. That would be one hit. I suppose it's possible. Let's give it to them. It is possible, and it does look like it would be likely. So we'll give them one hit as opposed to two because only half the battery is going to be firing. Grape shot. These guys will be automatically hit by the defenders. These guys will receive one hit automatically from half the unit. That's a 6-gun battery. So a fatigue plus a hit. They now melee. The artillery is out of range, no targets. Gunners don't melee. So the gunners will run. I know. Gunners they were reported to be fighting, but we're not going to do it. So the gunners run. The Confederates take this battery. The fire has been received here, so there's a melee. These gunners don't melee. They just run. Hence the reason for the separately mounted. So we have similar values except for the fact the Union's in the works, so they have a superior value. So they're the higher, I should say. So let's roll. Roll for the Confederates and roll for the Union. And the Union rolls better. So they cause a hit on the Confederates. And unfortunately, there's another unit. So we will roll for them. Confederates roll red. Union rolls blue. But in this case, the Union is still superior. And that, see, when superior rolls blue, it causes a fatigue on the defender. But the attacker, but the defender also receives a red hit because the Confederate player scored a hit. So that is the situation after that. Automatic color code. Code and color impossible. Both these two are still the same. Cannot fire, but here they can. Automatic color code. Code and color with a general present. Goes back to code. That's a miss. Automatic color code, code and color, extended range. No commander, cover, impossible, so they can't do it. All right, so then we'll go here. The question is, do they fire while the gunners are either meleeing and lose or meleeing and run? Do these guys fire? We don't know. We'll have to roll on each individual thing and see if in fact they choose to fire. We don't know. So red says fire. Nope. And the other unit? Yes. So only one unit fires. Automatic color. So the question is, are these guys in any kind of cover at all? We don't know. Probably not. But it seems to me that it's not open ground. There are, who knows, horses and such there. We'll say red, they're in cover. And they're in cover. So automatic color code. Automatic color code goes to code and color. So they need a star. They do not get a hit. No firing can happen here because of the melee. So traditionally what would happen here, if you wanted to play the game in a sped up fashion, the person with the most, the unit that has the most hits would be the one pushed back. So if we wanted to do it that way, this unit would be pushed back one hex, and so would the defender. If we choose not to do it that way, which I think in regards to works, that's probably the way it should be done. They continue to fight, but they're obviously at a much reduced value. Oh, we got to check for commander. And he's okay, lucky. So that's it. We can conclude the experiment on this side by seeing that it is possible to take the works given enough men coming up in support. Here in the middle, maybe not so much, but you can see that it's possible. These guys do not have enough men to assault this position, but they are making a demonstration to hold these guys in place. Over on the left, another good situation where we have at least two ranks. One is receiving fire. It's going to advance and probably be routed or pushed back, but the next one is going to come up and potentially do something. But this is a strong segment here. It's a straight up, pretty good fish hook, if you will. So that's going to be a good defensive position, again with the creek in the way, causing a fatigue once they get over it. So there is an issue there. This almost looks like 7 days battles, except the Union is very well entrenched. So as you can see, it is possible, it can be done, but the only way to conduct this scenario is when we have enough troops supporting the decided place where you wanted to have the attack. In this case, the Confederates went for both places, left and right. Center was meant to just hold the enemy, because obviously if there was nothing here, then they would walk right through. So they advanced, took the hits, held these guys in place. Somewhat successful, probably going to be successful over here. Not sure. It's a 50-50 coin toss, really, because they simply may not have enough men. And over on the left, as we just said, it's probably more likely on the left, as a matter of fact, because they have more men intact, and the terrain is a little bit more favorable, I think, because they're higher up for one thing. So that's it. That concludes our experiment, and by following the rules work for attacking entrenched enemy.